Good afternoon. Today is Friday, August 21st here in 2020. I'm Greg Brown. I'm the superintendent of schools here for Abilene USD 435. And you know what? We're excited to get students back in our buildings next week. It's going to be great to see the teaching and learning that our teachers and administrators have been working so hard to prepare. We want to thank those of you who have already enrolled your students. That has been going on here for the past 2 or 3 weeks. We still have at least 30 students who we were expecting to enroll, but have not yet touched base with us. If you perhaps are one of those students or families that have not yet enrolled and you're seeing this video, we would encourage you to call your school where your student should be attending and make arrangements to come in and get that enrollment taken care of. Again, next week school does start. Next Wednesday, August 26th, our new student orientation will be at the middle school and the high school. I believe both principals have contacted the parents to let them know what's going on with that. If that is not the case, please again feel free to call the school early this next week, and find out exactly what you need to do as a new student to be ready to go. School does start for everyone on Thursday, August 27th, and then we have early dismissals on Thursday and Friday next week. The high school and the middle school will let out at 1 p.m., and the 3 elementary schools will let out at 1:10 p.m. Our regular school days will begin on Monday, August 24th. We have here the times that you need to be aware of for each of our schools. The elementary schools will all start at 7:50 a.m. That is a little bit earlier, obviously, than what our kids have been used to in the past. We will dismiss at 3:15 as well. The middle school and the high school will both start at 7:55 and let out at 3:20. These schedules add about 20 minutes to our school day every day, and then that will allow us some additional instructional time to hopefully prevent us from having to go to school in June if we're having to miss any school time during this year. Many of you know that we have a new assistant superintendent in our district this year. Her name is Mrs. Dana Sprinkle. She and I were visiting last week, and she shared a quote with me that I really would like to share with you today. And it's, "Fear of COVID-19 is understandable, but if we fail to manage that fear, we risk damaging our most precious resource." And that's from John Miltimore. He is a writer for the Foundation of Economic Education. And you know what? I just really think this is a very timely quote, and it's something that we should live by as we're starting into our school year. For the past several weeks, our teachers and administrators have been working hard to make sure that we're a very safe place. This is a list of some of the things that are taking place to help make sure that our buildings are safe for our students and staff. We will be wearing our masks in the building by everyone throughout the day. We are going to be temp checking everyone before they enter. We have hand sanitizer located in every classroom, at every main entrance throughout the building. We're spreading our students out as much as possible in our classrooms. And we have also installed a good number of plexiglass barriers to again reduce air exchange between students. And we're also spreading out during lunch. We have also been planning for the safest possible way to provide transportation for our students to school, but we have to admit that that's a tough challenge. We will be wearing masks. Everyone will be wearing masks, students and driver alike. We are going to load the bus from the back to the front, so the earlier that a student gets on the bus, the closer to the back they will be. We will then unload that bus from the front to the back. So again, the students that would be the closest to the front would get off the bus first, and they will get off in a very deliberate manner. Town routes are the most challenging. By the time we get our in-town riders on those buses, we're pretty full. So parents, you might consider driving your young person to school here, especially at the start of the school year. I would again like to mention how proud of our teachers and our staff that I am. Our folks have really worked hard to make sure that we are ready to go and that we have prepared a very safe place for our kids and our staff to do school this fall. As I visited with our people on August 7th, the first day that they were back, I've challenged them to change the narrative that we are so familiar with in these days of this COVID-19 from a fearful what if, how are we going to a very purposeful even if, then we will. And bottom line is, even if we are challenged by various quarantine issues or absences or more remote learning students, we will provide our kids with a first-rate educational opportunity. It's going to be very important to be able to connect with our school system through technology this year, probably more than ever before. Earlier this week, you may have seen a text message that encouraged you to type Y or yes if you wanted to continue to receive text messages from our school system. I know that many people thought it was some kind of a spam message and perhaps ignored that. If you get another one, we would encourage you to again type in a Y for yes to continue receiving our district's automated messaging system. I would also encourage everyone to go to the parent portal on PowerSchool and review and update your information. And after you have updated your information, it usually takes overnight for the system to sync. No one will be more connected with technology than our remote learners will be this fall. If you are a family whose child has signed up for remote learning, you should be receiving a packet in the mail early this week. Remote learners will be expected to participate fully with the live classes or the pre-recorded instruction or individual assignments that are provided to them by their teachers. This participation is to last at least 360 minutes a day or 6 hours. That doesn't mean you're on the screen for 6 hours a day. That just simply means the learning activities should last at least 360 minutes a day. Remote learning requires a daily contact with at least one teacher or staff member. Work will need to be submitted as the teachers have assigned it. Grading policies will be the same as any kiddo that's in the building. And then this is very important for our families. A daily log sheet needs to be completed and returned weekly. This is very important for school funding, and it's the way that the Kansas State Department of Education will count our kids who are choosing to stay at home as fully participating students. Again, we are very excited about getting started next week. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact your building principal, or you may also give me a call here in the district office or shoot me an email message. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon.